Okay, folks, welcome to Vega Vibes. All right, so this is going to be part 2 of the fuel injection system by Ace for the 72 Z28 Camaro. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking. I removed this keyless entry system that was installed on the firewall here, and the oil pressure adapter looks like it converts it from pressure coming from this line to a digital readout or electronic readout. We're gonna have to relocate both of those because the only space I see available is here for the module, the ECM, the ECU, whatever you want to call this black box. Yeah, there you go, the Killshot, the black box. So here's the way it's gonna look. Okay, so it's gonna go here like this. So I'm gonna mount it sideways because I can't do it this way because I won't be able to unplug it or plug it while it's on there. I mean, I can plug it in and then bolt it down, but that means you would have to unbolt it to unplug it, and I don't think that's cool. So we're gonna put it right here. We're gonna run the wires through here, the harness. Here's the harness right here. We're gonna start here so we can run the wires accordingly. Make sure that I have plenty as close to the throttle body as possible. We're gonna clean this up. We're gonna make this look much better. But I do have them marked out already. There's one there, one there, one here, and one there. So we're gonna drill a pilot hole. We're gonna put the isolators, the rubber isolators that the system came with. That's these right here. So this goes through the wall, and then the module gets bolted through here, or screwed in rather. So this is to prevent too much vibration. It's gonna look pretty nice. Also, we have the distributor, the new distributor. We have it locked out. Here's the weights, the springs, and the bushing. It's all locked out, ready to go. We have a temperature sensor here. This came with the kit, and some other stuff. And check out this grommet. Look how big this thing is. That's the size of the hole that I have to drill on this firewall to get that harness to go through there. But anyway, all right, so let me drill those holes and I'll bring you guys right back. Okay, so that's not gonna work out. So it appears that the firewall has about 3/8 of an inch away from the firewall. There's another wall. I would have to drill through that too. And then the lower hose, they go into the cabin. If you can see, there's some little bit of, I don't know what that is, foam or insulation from the interior. So here's the plan. I knocked the studs off of this. See that? I cut it off with the cutoff wheel, then I drill the hole, and we're going to put these self-tappers right through here. And if you notice, I had to turn the self-tappers down because the head was kind of on the big side. And when I put it through the unit, which is over there somewhere, the head was too big, so the bolt or the screw was cocked inward. So we need them to go straight. Let's see how that works out. Okay, and so that's what it looks like. Not so shabby. It is on there. All right, see the the head of the bolt or the screw, this is what it used to look like. So I put it on the grinder and the drill and spun both until I turned it down so it can fit this housing here. I think that looks pretty good. Let's see what it looks like with the harness in place. Let's go this one first. That's one. And that's two. Not so bad. All right, let me figure out how I'm gonna run this. Maybe we'll put the ignition in, the distributor, and then the throttle body. Okay, scratch that for now. I'm going to go ahead and run these wires here. This is the power and ground. This needs to go directly to the battery. I'm not going to run them like that, so I'm going to wrap them in this cloth tape that I got from Amazon. Take them back over that way and right to the battery. And then I believe this one is ignition with key on and start. The little red one should say it here. No, that's ignition key. What is this? Pump. Okay, so that's for the fuel pump. All right, so we'll leave these two here. We'll figure that out later, and we'll run that one across. Okay, so I have the power and ground wire in there. Can you tell where I put it? Yeah, you can see it right there. It runs right along here underneath this hose. Now, I wanted to run it in between the inner fender and the fender itself, but it would have been a little too short. So I ran it underneath here. Can't see it really. And here they are here, power and ground. So we'll just leave that here. All right, so I went ahead and threw the distributor in place. They say they want you at 15 degrees before top dead center. That looks about right to me. I don't know, what do you guys think? We'll just call it 15. We can make the adjustments later. And the distributor is in. So one would be over here somewhere. Is that about 15 degrees above or before? Who knows? I think it'll be fine though. All right, let's continue on here. I'm going to go ahead and put the cap on there. I'm not going to lock the distributor in place. I'm going to put the cap on there just to see, because I still need to put these fuses somewhere in here. Then you have a fuel pump. No, this is the main relay. And you have the fuel pump relay here. I have no idea where we're going to put this. And then this harness gets another plug with all the wiring that goes inside. This is CAN. This is also for the monitor inside. And then you have the rest of this. You have coil. You have, what else do we have here? Anyway, looks like throttle body and oxygen sensor. All right, let me continue. Okay, so for whoever thinks that this is just plug and play, it kind of sort of is, but it's not that simple, right? When you have tight spaces and you don't have enough room, you have to make things fit. So I wasn't going to put this coil on an inner fender, right? It has to go on the firewall, but look at it. There isn't much room. Luckily, the distributor that goes in there, it's a lot smaller than the one that came out. So if you can see, I put a nutsert right there on the firewall, and so that's for that bottom screw there. So I'm going to put this in place. I had to notch it because of the windshield wiper motor. It kind of gets in the way, So I cut that corner off, and this is going to hold on with 2 bolts, 2 quarter 20s right here, and that's going to be enough. That's how I have mine, and it's been like that for 3 years. All right, let me put this in place, drill the other hole, put a nut in there, and put all this back. All right, this is where we are. Distributor is back in, the coil is in place. I put the throttle body there just to see what else I need to do for these wires. So they ran that way towards the driver's side, did some connections there, and then it made a U-turn and came back this way. Reason being because this harness goes here to the throttle body, and it's better to run it back this way than to go around there, wrap it around the intake, and go here. That's gonna look like hell. And then I have to figure this out. This bunch of wires here. Not sure where they go, but we'll figure it out. So let me continue here, and I'll be right back. Okay, I think this is as far as I go for today. So take a look. What do you think? It is a cluster of wires, but it's all tied down, screwed in place. Everything is nice and rigid. Nothing's gonna vibrate off. Everything is looking good. And you can tell, you can hear it in my voice. I am beat, I am tired. All right, so we have 2 harnesses here left. We have this one here, and then this one here. This is for the monitor that goes inside. They call it CAN. So that one gets routed through the firewall and inside. I think I found a spot for it. Let me know what you guys think. All right, because it does come, here, let me show you guys. It comes with this mounting for the, looks like for the windshield. You can mount it on there, but that doesn't look too good. You know, it just looks horrible. So here's the plan. Here's the monitor. All right, so can't put it here. That's gonna block the glove box. That's not gonna look pretty here or here. We'll block the gauges. Can't put it on this side. Can't put it anywhere around here. That's not gonna look good. So since he is not a smoker, he doesn't use his ashtray. We're gonna leave it closed, and we're gonna put it right there. How's that look? I think it's gonna look good. Right in front of the driver. Keep it nice and low. I think it's gonna look good there. Okay, what else is left over? We still have a fuel pressure regulator that needs to go on, but we have to see what we're going to use as a fuel line. This looks like we can use AN hoses and fittings, but not sure if he's going to go that route. We may just remove these and put some adapters on there or some fittings on there that'll fit a 3/8 fuel line, high pressure, and we'll throw a clamp on it. And then the fuel pressure regulator, we'll have to figure out where we're going to put that when we get there. And then the header needs to come off so we can drill for the O2 sensor. So we might get to that on Saturday. It is Wednesday right now, and today is the last full day I have to work on it. I'm going back to work tomorrow, so I'll be doing 2 hours after work. Anyway, folks, I am done here. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to come back and see the rest of it. There may be another part. This is part 2. Don't forget, we're still waiting on the new fuel pump, and we're getting a new sending unit so that we can get a better reading on the fuel gauge, because it was pegged past full. But maybe you can see it now. Oh, it's at half a tank right now, but I think the gauge works. I think it's just the sending unit that's no good. Here it is right here. It looks pretty old. Even looks like a junkyard piece. So that's coming in too. All right, I'm done. I'm out of here. All right, folks, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.